Hello, I'm back with another episode of Buck Up, and I am here today with my guest. Okay, he's not here in person, but it's Wade Rouse or Ruse. If you said it like mouse, it would be Rouse, and it's spelled just like mouse but with an R. So I'm going to say Rouse, Wade Rouse. The reason I'm prompted to introduce this book to you is because Jen Lancaster posted a blog of her winter reading list, and he is on it. And I was thrilled to see that because I love him, and I've never really heard anybody else talk about him, and I have forced this book, at least in the city, someone would hear me scream on them. My poor neighbor over across the way, but I think she liked it, and it turns out Jen really likes him too. So I thought I would introduce him just in case anybody's actually watching me. This is a very funny book. There's this little scene in here, just for a little taste of what it's like. The author is like this, metropolitan, city-loving homosexual, which I wouldn't necessarily use to describe him, except it gives you a lot of information. And he has his lover, Gary, and they're, happily together. And he decides to leave his job to become a writer because he gets the sign, literally a sign, as he's driving to work. It's like basically like, go and write. What are you doing? And so he kind of likens himself to Thoreau, and he'll go back and forth throughout the book and talk about Henry Thoreau, and he goes and he basically he moves to, I think it's Michigan, I hope it's Michigan, he moves to Michigan, and he's like trying to survive this horrifying winter and doesn't know if he's made a mistake. I mean, they've basically walked away from their lives completely, and they're in this whole new environment. So he's talking here about how, neighbors, and he has this, sorry, I'm just laughing. But he's talking about basically neighbors, and this woman comes over to his house and brings him soup. He says, she says, sorry to drop by, but I made some soup, and I wanted you to know I've been keeping an eye on your place. So then he says, thanks, that's very nice. I, of course, will not eat the soup. I never eat strangers' foods. I do not know if they wash their hands or pee in their soup or use cat food as a thickening agent. I do not know if this woman trapped one of my beloved wild turkeys, wrung its neck, plucked it naked, and then threw it in a pot of boiling water. Blah, blah, blah. So then he says, well, thank you so much for keeping an eye on our house, being new, and, well, I don't say gay since it doesn't seem necessary, since two men are standing before her in nearly identical pajama bottoms. One with dancing pine trees and the other with happy canoes. Anyway, that's very nice. Oh, no problem, she answers. I've got night vision goggles. Now, there's something about that particular string of words, night and vision and goggles, which I want to just say now to my neighbors, I do not have night vision goggles, although they might come in handy, because I could definitely see into several people's houses, but I don't, rest assured. That when used together cause my spine to ache, my blood to run cold, much like the phrases insert catheter or we don't have that in your size. She walks down our porch waving goodbye and disappears into the woods. She seems like a very nice woman, Gary says. And then together we say, a very nice woman with night vision goggles. As she walks away, I envision this woman watching me go about my nightly routine through her infrared binoculars, me seen through that fuzzy light, giving myself Mary Kay facials, shooting up Ready Whip into my mouth, and doing naughty things to Gary. While she will never do anything to us except be a great neighbor, our relationship is already tainted because I believe she's had a front row view of my insanity. Thoreau wrote, I would observe, by the way, that it costs me nothing for curtains, for I have no gazers to shut out but the sun and moon, and I am willing that they should look in. The moon will not sour milk nor taint meat of mine, nor will the sun injure my furniture or fade my carpet. And if he's sometimes too warm a friend, I find it still better economy to retreat behind some curtain which nature has provided than to add a single item to the details of housekeeping. And how much money would that save you? I already told you I made my own curtains. He doesn't even have curtains. But Thoreau didn't have a neighbor with night vision goggles who could see him clean his pores with a Biore strip from 5 miles away. Call your mother, I tell Gary. Tell her to make thick burlap liners for every curtain in every window of the house. What a chuckle. So go out, run, don't walk, run, and get yourself Wade Rouse. I guess he has a new one, and then that's at least in the city someone would hear me scream. I'm just trying to help you get through, and I hope it's helping.